drift away.
Hi, I'm Khat, and today we're taking a closer look into the National Collegiate Athletic Association. The NCAA is a nonprofit association which regulates the athletes of 1,281 institutions, conferences, organizations, and individuals. As a billion-dollar industry, I wondered if they should pay their athletes. Taking a closer look at the students themselves, I wanted to see the breakdown of a typical NCAA athlete.
At CU for football, they actually practice in the morning, and then they have their classes in the afternoon, and that's what their Monday through Thursday will look like. Sometimes they get Mondays off, and they'll actually practice and do their film work on Sundays.
Good 4 to 6 hours a day, but including weekends. It's an everyday, all year long kind of thing if you're going to be an NCAA athlete. So you're putting in 40 hours a week, easy.
You wake up in the morning, you have weights at this time. Then after weights, you go to class. And after class, you go maybe try to grab you a quick bite to eat. Then after you get your quick bite to eat, you go straight to meetings. And after meetings, you got practice. And after practice, you got to try to get all the work done you had throughout the day. I would love for a regular student to have a student athlete schedule during the season for just one quarter or one semester and show me how you balance that.
With that being said, are students receiving enough time to study and complete their classwork? Or is the NCAA more interested in commercially exploiting their athletes?
The NCAA Constitution says something along the lines of, the NCAA exists to protect athletes from commercial exploitation. But what the NCAA does is commercially exploit them.
We do it in the context of higher education.
Yet half the guys aren't graduating.
We've done nothing at Carolina but cover up. We've protected the brand at all costs. Everybody knows that we were cheating.
That kid got there not being able to read, but a year later they still can't read. That's hypocrisy.
According to the NCAA, more than $2.7 billion in athletic scholarships is distributed each year along the access to medical care, academic support services, and first-class training opportunities.
14 schools out of the 1,100 last year actually had positive cash flow out of intercollegiate athletics. It's anything but a money-making proposition for universities and colleges.
No, he's not wrong that many departments barely break even, although that's a little misleading, because for the schools that generate most of the money, those losses are sometimes by design.
Profits are what's left when you account for expenses. They can come up with an awful lot of expenses, an awful lot of salaries. They find a ton of ways to spend a ton of money.
That's true. In keeping with their non-profit status, some schools spend money to make it look like they're not making too much money.
Yet salaries for NCAA coaches continue to increase. So are students being compensated for their losses?
We provide them with remarkable opportunities to get an education at the finest universities on earth. That's American universities and colleges.
So I see it as a job. I see you being compensated. You're not compensated with money in your pocket.
We were recently with one of our athletes here at Range, taking a tour of DU, who's interested in him for basketball. It's $55,000 a year room and board at DU. That's $220,000, and that doesn't count if he's there for summer school and things like that. Plus, he's getting medical insurance, connections, the way it's setting them up for life, their name being recognized, the connections they're getting. I mean, that's immeasurable.
If you broke it down, like hourly or whatever, a college athlete, say I put in, 8 hours a day or, 40 hours a week or whatever, I'm making a heck of a lot more money bang for my buck than I would be if I was working at, the local diner or whatever to pay for school.
Ultimately, should NCAA athletes be paid?
I don't think college athletes should be paid. If you understand that the attention, the revenue that you bring in for your school, there's a trade-off. It's a trade for services.
And if you're working your hardest on becoming the best player you can be, that's going to take care of itself.
The notion of converting a student to a paid employee is something that is utterly antithetical to the whole principle of intercollegiate athletics. It completely changes the entire notion of what college sports is all about.
You know what? I think you might be right. If college sports is all about exploiting people, then yes, paying athletes would absolutely change the entire notion of what college sports are all about.